Alright guys, what is up? This is your girl, Bofino. I'm bringing you guys another YouTube video. So today I'm going to talk about, not too long, but just a little bit about some of my thoughts on Anime Midwest 2016 and what I liked and disliked. Let's hop right into it. So let's just talk about, I guess, the positive things first off. So first off, this is my first anime convention. By far, it was great. It was pretty good. It was definitely up to my expectations, if not maybe even a little bit higher than what I thought it might have been. There were things such as obviously people cosplaying as their favorite anime character. I didn't do that just because it was my first time. I definitely would like to do that going forward into another one, or anytime I go to another one, I would love to cosplay maybe it's someone like Goku or someone from Dragon Ball Z, because that's like the series that I really enjoy. So that's what I would like to do going forward into another anime convention, or this one if I go to it again next year. The arena, like where it was set, was really good because it was a lot of space, a lot of room for people to be able to walk around. I didn't really feel like I was like clustered, like super tight, trying to find a place to walk or a place to sit, or just whatever. And the environment was great. I mean, people were really excited, people were hyped to be there, people were really into their characters. Like I know me and Levy wanted to take this picture with this guy that was dressed up as the Joker, and Levy had on a Batman mask on top of his hat, and the guy was like, he was talking to the Joker, he's like, and you have on the other guy's merchandise. That's obviously not me trying to do like impersonation of what he did, but it was really good. I mean, just how people really get into their modes. I thought it was nice that they gave, well, not gave, you mean you technically paid for it, but they had ramen, rice. I mean, like little bit of food, because there really wasn't much around there in terms of eating. There wasn't really much that you could really go to in terms of to find something to eat, besides I think like McDonald's that was up the block, and then the hotel had a little bit of stuff in it. But two, some of the things I really did not like, and there wasn't really a whole lot, but the biggest thing that I found to be just, it turned me off from the event in terms of, I think it took some of the fun out of some things, and that was just the organization. And what I mean by this is how the place was set up. So basically, you had the Hyatt like hotel place, and then you had the Stevens like convention center, and so basically the hotel probably, or whatever, one side of it was basically just for you to come in, to get your badge. So basically to say that you're here, you paid for it, blah blah blah. And then they had a few panels, but basically all the other stuff like the game room, people playing games, the parties, I mean everything else was like on the other side of the building. And that, that's fine, that they separated like that, I guess. The store on the other side. But the problem with that was like the map was terrible, how it described, like how it explained it. And if you were someone new like we were that has never been there, you were completely lost. You didn't know you didn't know what was going on. It was just like, dude, where am I going? Where the heck am I going? It just I was lost the whole time. I was always lost. And then too, like there was like a lack of staff or volunteers. So basically, when you were walking around, there was really nobody there to help you, tell you where to go. So if you got lost, you had to come all the way back to the beginning where you started, which is where, like people that had pre-registered get their badges. You had to come all the way back there. So it kind of turned into this thing of like, okay, where's everything at? And then if there was staff, which I believe I saw a few staff people, they should have had like colors or like a different colored top to indicate that they were the staff. I just thought that was just like, getting around and finding stuff was so confusing, and then it made it frustrating because I was late to some things because I had a hard time figuring out where things were at, and then there was nobody, to find, and then you had to go all the way back to the beginning to figure it out, then go all the way back to where he was at. It was just, I don't know. It was annoying. I didn't really like the whole thing with the video game setup. I thought the whole like playing other people was great, but in terms of that were there, people were hogging the game system. You can say what you want. I literally went there in the beginning, and there were people still there like 3, 4, 5 hours later, still sitting down playing the game, seeing that there's a line of people behind them wanting to play the same game with their friends, and they would just hog the game. And it was just like, okay, you guys probably had this game at home. Let other people play the game. Like I didn't get that. I didn't understand why, you know, you see it's a convention. Why do you want to be a hogger? So I think that they should have had some type of like, I don't know, turn system where you only get so many turns and you gotta rotate, because it just turned into like people just hogging up like one game, and it was just like, dude, there's other people here, like be considerate. Like, and another thing was like the panels. The panels, some of the panels were decent, some of the panels were not so much. The panels to me, I thought were going to be a little bit better, and what I mean by that is some of them that were regarding like gameplay or stuff like that, I thought they were going to actually maybe show gameplay or be a little more interactive. It kind of felt more just like you just going in and people were just talking, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it didn't really pull me in like I thought a panel would, or at least be more interactive like I thought a panel would have been. But the after party and the masquerade were really good. The masquerade was like this show basically that like people dressed up and they wanted to try to win this prize I thought that was really good. The after party, I think it was like Mud Puddle. That was basically like a dubstep and techno, all that type of stuff. That was really fun. That was actually really packed. I was actually surprised how many people actually went to that, and it was turned. It was lit, as you guys can see from my vlog. It was a lot of, I mean, moving around. I had a really good time. But like I said, overall the event was good. It was great for my first time. I think if I ever like if I go end up going back again, I would definitely pack me a lunch or pack something, because in terms of the surrounding areas, there's really not much for you to eat really there except for like McDonald's and or the overpriced food that was in the actual hotel. So that's definitely something I would do going back. And I would probably definitely dress up, as a character that I really like. But overall, like I said, I think that, the event was great. It was an awesome experience. It was definitely something to remember. I had a fun time with my friends, but the biggest thing I think I would say is just like the organization should have been better. I'm not gonna really probably give it a rating just because I don't really want to do the whole, something out of 10 that starts arguments and that people get, like mad and just like, oh, you rated it too low, blah blah blah. So I would say that the event was great. But the biggest thing that they need to take care of is the organization. The organization was terrible, awful. We spent most of our time just trying to figure out what things were at. The map was really confusing. Once you understood it, it was a little bit easier, but it wasn't really like user friendly from the start, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I mean, that's basically it in terms of my thoughts on the event as a whole. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as well as don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Bofina1, that's BOFINA1, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bofina1, and on Facebook at Bofina1. And let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about Anime Midwest. Did you guys enjoy it? What would you give it as a rating? And did you dress up? So hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace, Fan Army.